It's time to share an update on our mortgage payoff journey. We started with our mortgage back in 2016 and we've been paying on it ever since then in order to reduce the balance and pay it off faster than 30 years. And in today's video, I'm going to share the actual amortization schedule from the very first loan back in 2016, along with the one from 2020 when we refinanced to a 15-year loan. This has been a long process of living in the house, paying it down, and then turning it into a rental property this year. And we luckily have amazing tenants, and I'm so thrilled with how this whole situation is working out. I am so happy about everything that's going on, and we did make our mortgage payment for the month already, and I'm gonna share the details from how that mortgage payment reduced the balance of the loan and where we stand in both of the amortization schedules to see how far we've come since we originally bought this house. For some context, we purchased this house in 2016 and we paid $158,000 and we got a loan amount in the amount of $153,596. That's right, we got an FHA loan when we bought this house and we put the smallest amount down, and over time we have built up more equity in the house, as you'll see when I bring those charts out in the end of the video. Right now, after all those years of paying, we have a balance left on our mortgage for this house of $90,157.05. That is before this month's mortgage payment. So let's talk about the mortgage payment that we made after we got our rental income. Our mortgage payment that is due is $1,589. So that's what's due for the month. And that payment breaks down to $757.03 for principal. It goes straight toward the principal, reducing the loan balance. And then $206.61 of this payment is going straight toward interest. So straight toward the bank. And I hope they enjoy it. And then the rest of the payment is $537.25, and that goes into our escrow account with the mortgage company. And from that account, they pay the property taxes and the homeowner's insurance. We did get rental insurance on this property, so we are covered in a different way. But because I had not switched my homeowner's insurance for several years, which is on me as a mistake I made, it was a little bit higher, and we did pay less getting rental insurance. So we may be having a change in our escrow coming up. We will see how that works out. And then because I like to round up my payment, I did put 11 cents toward principal, extra principal, and that made my payment $1,501 for the month. And then after that payment, we are left with a new balance of $89,399.91, which is fantastic. Honestly, when I saw that number, it felt better than even when I got under 100,000. For some reason, getting under 90,000 felt really amazing and like this huge milestone. And once I saw an 8 in the front of the numbers, it just felt like I barely owed anything at all. Of course, $89,000 is still quite a lot of money, and it will take me a while to earn that much, but it does feel really good to know that we only owe $89,000 left on this loan. And that is just so incredibly exciting. When we started at $158,000 for the home and then $153,000 for our first mortgage. And that first mortgage was in 2016 for $153,596. And then we did refinance in 2020 for a 15-year loan that was $142,000. And that's what we're currently paying. And that's where that $1,500 a month payment comes from. So I did say we would bring out the amortization schedule, and here it is. So I will try to show it to you guys. It's right here. And basically we have now scrolled down to, let me find it. So we went through the first page. We went through this first page before we refinanced. So we refinanced here in 2020. And when we refinanced, we were at about 85% loan to value ratio. And then when we refinanced, we were at 85% LTV. So we had some equity in the house when we refinanced. I actually stopped tracking this one entirely when we were back here, which is $118,000. So actually we have done all of this. And let's see where we are after that. And then we are on the next page now. So we are going down, 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 down past the 90,000. That's so exciting. And we are at 89,000. So we're right in between these two. So we're down here to right under this payment, 90,000, which is 56.67% of LTV, so loan to value. So we're down here, right here under the 90,000, which is the 197th payment, which we have not made 197 payments, but that's where we are in this loan. And if we were still on this loan, our payment for the month would be $759, but instead of paying that, we're actually paying more. but $757 is going straight toward the principal. So now let's look at the refinance loan, which is the actual loan that we're currently paying. So we did refinance in 2020 for a 15-year loan, and the rate is 2.75%. So we're not aggressively paying this down. When we got it, the payment amount for the actual mortgage, not including escrow, was $963, and we had $638 going to principal in the beginning. So we've moved our way down. We're all the way past the first page of this. So we are on the second page of our mortgage, which is so exciting. I probably will just throw this up on the screen so you can see a little bit better. But we are technically month-wise, we are paying the December payment right now. So we are right here. But the balance here is $95,000. So we're actually a bit ahead, and we are currently right here after the $89,838 payment. So we're right here at the number 76 payment instead of 67. So we have paid a little bit extra on this here and there. And of course we do round up every month. So we are a little bit further ahead. So we're at like 76 payment amount instead. So that is around 49% LTV, which is so exciting. That is under 50%. And as you can see, there's not that much more after. So if we keep going, we have the rest of that page, this page, and then this. And then we're done with this loan, which is crazy. Of course, that's several years packed into a few pieces of paper, and it will take longer than I think. But it's still really exciting to see how far we've come. And when you see the amortization schedule and you see how far you've come, how much you've paid off, it's really exciting. And since this is a rental property now, it is paying itself off as the tenant pays their rent. We use that money to pay off the mortgage and provide repairs and services to the tenant. So it's really exciting that this house that has been a part of my channel for so long is now an actual little business running itself, and we're able to continue the mortgage payoff. I am more aggressively focusing on my other house that we currently live in because the rate on that loan is 6.375%, and that interest rate, and that means we're paying a lot more interest on that loan. So we are trying to more aggressively pay that one off because this one is going to be taken care of. This one's paying itself off so quickly. So I'm not super worried about it because now we're under $90,000 and it's going to continue to pay off every single month. And I just can't wait to see where we end up and how far we get and how quickly we pay this off if we end up paying a little bit of extra, especially once it gets down to like that $10,000 mark. I feel like we're going to be throwing money at it even with the low rate just because it's so exciting to think about this being a paid off property. I'll be honest, I'm so glad I found these. I was looking for them since we moved. I could not figure out where I'd put them, but it's so nice to see the visual representation of how far we've come on this property and how much we paid off in the years that we've owned it. It's really exciting to know that we are years past where we would have been if we had just paid the regular payment for so long. And yeah, that's exciting. So that's the update for the month. For those of you who have been with me since like 2016, thank you guys so much for watching my videos and helping contribute to the money that we earn in order to pay this off. Thank you guys so much for being part of the Pennies Not Perfection community. And I will see you in the next video. Definitely watch this one. Until then.